discussing a very important tool for the top management, or for that matter, the project managers, to supervise the projects in hand, to identify various activities, tasks, and roles, that who is to do what, when, where, and how. However, in order to define, it can be very easily defined as the it is to ensure timely completion and delivery of projects to clients. Project managers must regularly review the progress of each project with their team. The frequencies of these reviews depends on the sensitivity and importance of project, ranging from daily to quarterly. Now, what it means is that every project has a importance for the company, and sometimes the clients are very pushing and very demanding, so you have to make sure that their projects are put on priority, and you know they are very closely monitored and reviewed, so that you deliver the project in time. Because you see, the delivery of project means basically the financial implications, both for the project manager or the company and the clients. The clients have to pay, for it, and the money that is received by the company includes the profit that it makes. So more closely and more, meaningfully you supervise such projects, more, relationship you would create with your clients, and naturally you will, improve your profitability of the company. So it depends that, as I said in definition, on the sensitivity. Some projects are so sensitive that you have to maybe even monitor on a daily basis. And in this case, for the sake of example, we are talking of the weekly progress report. No, it's not only just simply a progress report. No, you have to inform the team, the project team members, those who are performing different tasks and the activities, that in a particular meeting, what would you like to review? Will you review the financial side of the project, or will you review the progress in general, or any other particular area that, as a manager, you like to review? So the team members, they must know, and they must get the fair chance to prepare for it. It's not simply that you have decided that there'll be a weekly review meeting, and that's all. No, every week agenda has to be prepared for the meeting, and that agenda has to be, you know, provided to the team members, so that they come prepared. No, in a such type of meeting, there'll be uh, you know two or three different types of uh, progresses that you would come across. One, those who have completed the task within the time, within the financial resources, and within the human resources. Okay, that's good enough. Then there are those, and these people, those who have done the particular phase of the project, and for the sake of presentations, and for the sake of record for the higher management, you show their progress in green, that this particular phase of the project is going on very well and it has been completed. And the progress that is still in hand, that you are struggling hard to complete the phase, and you are likely to achieve the, target that is shown in the yellow color as you have shown in your template. And then red shows that this particular phase of the project is in trouble and it needs more attention. Now, after having said this, so there'll be another type of, progress that would be reported to you, that, the particular team would say that I'm facing human resource shortage, or I'm facing financial shortage, or I am, facing various difficulties. So those difficulties and problems have to be properly recorded in the meeting minutes, and then those problems have to be discussed with the teams, or with the, part of the team which has actually completed the task, that how did they complete this. And in such type of meeting, then you will have to have uh, you know participants from finance side, or from HR side, or from marketing or sales side, so that the senior members, they can respond to the demand of the project teams. So then there'll be some kind of reports that the team would say that it's actually impossible, that it's not possible to complete this project within this time, or even for that matter, come what may, we cannot do it. Like for example, you give them the task of selling ice cream in very cold areas, so, and in the month of winters. So it would be very difficult for the team to create clientage for that sort of thing. So that the objective or the goals or the tasks that you give to the team, they have to be achievable and attainable, and they should be, according to the environment where the team is operating. That's a very important, and this is we have discussed in the previous lecture, the smart objectives or smart goals. So that technique or tool has to be, used over here also. Now, there is a, apart from what I have said, there is another important element for review, basically, is the procedure of review meetings. That how would it, be conducted. Number one, as I said, which is not mentioned in your template, is that the task must be defined and broken into activities, and then into roles. And these tasks are basically allocated to the people, and the people then they perform the activities, and they perform various roles. Now, that have to be decided before launching the project. Therefore, when we are reviewing, we are actually reviewing the task given to various members of the team, that how have they progressed with it. So that is the converting the project into objectives, objectives into goals, goals into roles, and roles into tasks, and tasks into activities. And the activities are to be performed by the people, and those activities are to be then monitored very closely. That's where the review comes in. And when we say they need to be monitored, they need to be monitored from the, specifications point of view, from financial point of view, and from timing point of view, and from budget point of view, that every, task is carried out within the budget, within the time period, and it must be according to the specifications that the client and you have made jointly. So that's very important. Once this thing is cleared, then you can come to your this template that which project are you going to review in which meeting. And in that meeting, you would be discussing the important features, that is, when did this project start and when it has to be ended. And within that, you are fixing what we call milestoning or phasing. That in first phase, that is from this date to this date, this task must be completed. And then from this date to this date, so and so task must be completed, and so on. You go to the end date. So that means that you have to identify the steps, the phases, and the milestones within the within that particular phase of the project, so that every minor detail is monitored. And the other important thing that you have to make sure is that the budget is provided to the team, because responsibility and authority go together. You can't say that you make some people responsible, but you don't give him or her the authority. So, what we say, responsibility and authority, they go together. And when we say authority, it means to use the budget, to use various finances for procurements or for day to day expenditure and things like that. So, that has to be particularly, you know, specified to the uh, team, that what, level of budget or how much financial resources available for this project for them, and they have to remain within that. And then you have to monitor that they are following the budgets. Then what we say, this procedure, what are the objectives of this meeting? The objectives of this meeting are to, number one, to identify the progress made. Number two, to identify the difficulties or the hurdles that the team is facing, or the problems that team is facing. So these are the objectives of the such meetings. And then it is also, one of the objectives is to, encourage the people, those who have done well, appreciate them, and, things like that. And then those who are lagging behind, sometimes you have to guide them, and sometimes you have to warn them, and sometimes you have to reprimand them, looking at the causes and reasons why they are lagging behind. So that has to be recorded. So what we mean is that all these, this procedure, it is carried out on a meeting table. And on that meeting table, there is secretary of that meeting, not the project manager himself. The secretary is the one who records the meetings, and while recording the meeting minutes, he or she records the problems faced by various teams, the achievements of various teams, suggestions by various teams, and solutions of various problems. These are all recorded in minutes, and these minutes are signed by the participants so that it becomes a document for the future. So that serves the next time when you are having next meeting, the previous minutes are read before, and you would understand that, what were the problems and how you discussed about it and things like that. And then you have made a very good template that how to carry out progress, weekly progress reports. When you say you have metric week 1 and week 2, whether the budget was met or not, whether people went out of budget or, any problem that you had, and then whether the human resource was provided, which was duly qualified and skilled and, trained for the task that was given to them. And then whether you know, they achieved the timelines or not, that whether that is that they completed the part of their task or part of that project within that time. And then you also using the dashboard scorecard, techniques also. Now, these are basically visual progress presentations that and these are to be displayed in the, project manager's office room, and that the senior management, when they come over there, they look at it. For example, in your dashboard, your boss comes in and he looks at engineering side. He says, "Oh, well done." So there is no problem in the engineering. Everything is going very well. And on sales, he can ask you questions that, "Oh my God, in January and February you were facing this problem. What were those problems and why it was like that?" So, or on the marketing side, and you are showing that in the month of March there is a trouble going on, and you should be prepared to, as a project manager, to explain to the your boss or the senior management that what was the trouble and how you are going to solve, and things like that. So this template can include so many other things. It is just a matter of every project manager has his own initiative and his own approach to represent or to present the progress on one chart. And then similarly, phasing, means that phase 1 and phase 2 and, things like that. So in this phasing, you have set milestones, phase that is we discussed, and owner. That means that who is responsible for this, when it is to be started and when this is to be ended, and then the cycle time, that how long it is going to, and then status that we discussed on the dashboard side, that what is the status of the project, and then your comments that like for example, you have shown a red light in red color in marketing. So in your comments, you can give your comments that why and what was the problem, and is this problem still going on, and how can you are you ready to fully prepared to solve it? If not, then you report the issue to the higher management to help you out for this, whatever the problem is, whether it is HR problem or it is financial problem or it is technical problem, whatever it is, then the senior management is responsible to help you. And that is how basically the every review meeting takes place. Now it's a it's a tool, as I said in the beginning, that review meetings or progress report meetings is a tool provided uh, by the management gurus to the top management to focus on individual projects individually, because for the top management there are different projects going on in the company, so they have to make sure that every project gets its attention, and no project goes unattended or is not ignored. There are things like that. And then ultimately you have to, when you say that in this template you say highlight status, accomplishment 1, accomplishment 2, project status and outlook and headcount, and highlights issues and concerns, help needed, and then what is next, what is the help the project needs, what are the next milestones. These are self-explanatory, uh, you know, uh, lines that you have used or words that you have used. But the answer to this has to be provided either by the project manager or by the senior management. If the problem is beyond the control of the project manager, then senior management has to step in and answer these questions. And like you said, that accomplishment one. So in engineering column on the dashboard scoreboard, you have accomplished January, February, March, that everything was okay. That's what it means. Accomplishment two, and things were going on. So key issues and concerns means the problems that the project is going through or the team members are going through. As we discussed, there could be of different types of projects and different help needed from the senior management side or from technical, financial, or HR side. So that what particular help, as I discussed earlier in the meeting, it is part of the minutes that what project troubles were reported and what solution was suggested by the review meeting, and that solution is basically the answer to this. So ultimately, uh, what we can conclude this in few words, that project review and progress reports are very important management tools to control the project and to keep the higher management fully informed, and to keep the team informed of their achievements and their failures and their slackness, and to to appreciate them or to reprimand them or to guide them, so that the project remains within the control of the project manager. I think that's all about.
All right. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.